The Cowboys will receive, and Gary Anderson will kick off for Philadelphia. Both teams at a high emotional level. Anderson approaches. Herschel Walker back deep for Dallas. That's going to be Herschel. That is Herschel. There goes Herschel. Knocked out of bounds, stepped out of bounds at about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, we always talk about offense and defense, and as Emmitt Smith was just telling his team, we need all three phases. One of the phases that the Eagles haven't been a good team in this year is the return. Their kickoff coverage. Watch the wedge start to the left. Good wedge. Herschel gets in behind that wedge, jumps over a guy, gets good blocks, and really doesn't even come up to a tackler until right there at about the 5-yard line.
Knocked out of bounds. They mark it at about the 7 or 8-yard line. A return of 92 yards.
That was a combination of good running, good blocking, and not very good coverage by the Philadelphia Eagles kickoff team.
And they've had problems in that area. Walker just passed Tony Dorsett for Cowboy combined yards record.
I don't think the Cowboys have enough guys on offense because they're going to have to take a timeout here. Deion Sanders went in. Now you see him going back off. I don't know if they wanted Herschel Walker in there or not.
Sanders came on, walked back off. Troy Aikman, the quarterback. He's been hot, particularly last week. An outstanding game. First and goal at the 6. To the 4. And let's look at the rest of the offense. The people up front. Tuanay and Eric Williams are the tackles. Larry Allen and Nate Newton the guards. Ray Donaldson the center. Emmitt Smith and Darrell Johnston the runners. Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin wide, and Eric Bjornson. And now they have 2 tight ends. J. Armstrong on one side, to the right.
There's Ty J. Armstrong there for the blocking tight end.
Aikman intended for Ty J. Armstrong.
That's not Ty J. Armstrong's strength is catching the ball, and I saw him working on this short yardage the other day, and they threw the ball to him, and it hit him in the shoulder, and then it hit him in the head, and I didn't think that they would run that play to him, but they say that that's the guy that is open down here, the guy they're not going to cover, although they do have good coverage on him. You see Mike Zordich was right there with him coming off the ball.
Zordich inside the suit with him. Deion Sanders now. Flank right. Incomplete. Flag on the play. Aikman's pass hit Bobby Taylor in the helmet, bounced away from Irvin.
Now we know that Bobby Taylor is going to line up, like you said earlier, Bobby Taylor is going to line up on Michael Irvin this whole day. That was Bobby Taylor's first play down there. The thing we know in the rules is you do have to turn your head and look back to the ball. You can't just play the receiver.
Interference on the defense, number 21.
That would be an automatic first down. See, here they are right here. Here's Bobby Taylor right there. Now you see, he's okay there. He grabbed the jersey, and then that looked okay. I mean, you know, that hand that he got up there was after the ball was out of there. Now the thing they could have called him on was holding early, but that's not pass interference there. That's good defense down in the end zone. If they called that pass interference, that was a bad call on Bobby Taylor. The only thing he did do is he took a little cloth early.
First and goal at the 1. Bjornson in motion. Emmitt Smith squirts into the end zone. If there's an opening there, he can't find it. That's his 104th rushing touchdown. Tied for the 4th most in NFL history. He ties John Riggins of the Redskins.
And he got right in there on that left side behind Mark Tuanay and Big Nate Newton. Had his lead go to the right. He left his lead and went to the left. I'll tell you, the big play on that was that pass interference call on Bobby Taylor, because they would have had to try a field goal if they didn't make that.
The really big play that got him on the board is that kickoff return by Walker. Bonio's extra point is good, and the Cowboys quickly take the lead, 7-0. Walker passed Tony Dorsett for combined Cowboy yards.
Now watch this interference call on Bobby Taylor. You can see the official right here when he goes for his flag. He goes for it after the ball is out of there. Now I think after Bobby Taylor hits the ball, then it's a free ball. I don't think there can be pass interference.
You're exactly right.
But as you say, the big play on that was Herschel Walker's kickoff return.
Derek Witherspoon for the Eagles. Get down at the 25, and a fracas breaks out.
I think anytime you have a Ray Rhodes coach team playing the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to have a lot of fracases break out.
Ty Detmer opens at quarterback. He's 3-0 as a starter. Barrett Brooks, Richard Cooper, the tackles. Holmes and Panos and Raleigh McKenzie, the center. Waters and Kevin Turner behind Detmer. Fryer and Christy Jones, the wide receivers, and the rookie Jason Dunn is the tight end. And he's going to be a good one. He already is. First down, Ty Detmer. Back to throw. First pass complete to Irving Fryer. Stopped by Strickland. The Cowboy defense. Haley starts at defensive right end. Lett, Hennings, and Tolbert. Darren Smith, Brett Strickland playing very well, and Broderick Thomas. And the secondary, the two best cornerbacks in the league, perhaps, Sanders and Kevin Smith, and Woodson and Brock Marion, the safety. 2nd and 6. Charlie Garner split out wide to the left. Detmer back to throw. Chase, and down he goes. No, he got rid of it. Intentional grounding is about to be called. Broderick Thomas applied the heat.
And you know, we talked earlier what they were going to do is get their outside receivers inside. They have that, but the first thing they need is they have to control the line of scrimmage and pass protect.
Illegal touching of a forward pass by the offense, number 73.
Michael.
Off a down foul. 3rd down.
Michael Carey is today's referee.
Yeah, and that was all brought about by Broderick Thomas.
That's hard to say.
Yeah, I know it. A lot of BRs in there, but Broderick Thomas came free on a blitz. And Ty Detmer had something going, but he just didn't have any protection. And Broderick Thomas was on him, and he just had to throw the ball away.
So it's 3rd down and about 6. 3 wide receiver. Detmer back to throw, and they'll throw in a hurry. Gets it to Irving Fryer, and the Eagles get a first down. That's a good throw from Detmer.
You know, and Detmer has come in, and he's found his favorite receiver, and his favorite receiver is Irving Fryer, and you're going to see him lined up out there. He's going to line up. You see, you have a slot, then a wide receiver, and he just comes in right now, gets away from Deion Sanders, because Deion Sanders doesn't like to cover the inside or a crossing pattern, and at a point he lets him go, and that's when Ty Detmer hit Irving Fryer, when Deion Sanders let him go.
1st and 10 at the 41. Detmer changing things around. Now he's ready to go. Ricky Wilner hit from behind by Charles Haley. There's always a question whether Haley's going to start. Based on our conversation with him yesterday, I would have thought he wouldn't play, but a couple of plays.
Well, you know, he has a bad back, and he just wonders and asks how many plays does he have left in this. And here's Charles Haley, and if he can play in any way, he had a shot this week. He just practiced one day, but Charles Haley is just an instinctive football player. Guy's played so long, really doesn't need a lot of practice.
Detmer back to throw. Has time this time. The throw is high, intended for Jason Dunn. The tight end bounced off his fingers. Detmer is very impressive to converse with, to talk to, as we did yesterday.
Well, you know, he's been a football player all his life. His dad, Sonny Detmer, was his high school coach, and you know, coached him from the time he was a kid. And in fact, he was telling us when he was a little kid, like 3 or 4 years old, if he didn't get his elbow up when he'd throw, Sonny Detmer, his dad, wouldn't play catch with him. He said, if you're not going to put your elbow up when you throw, I won't play catch with you. So he said he learned when he was 3 years old to get his elbow up when he throws the ball.
His dad's still a high school coach in Mission, Texas, home of Tom Landry. Detmer out of the pocket, throws high, incomplete. Flag on the play. That's got to be against Kevin Smith.
Yep. Ty Detmer's all the way down there to argue with it. Barry Switzer is arguing from the Cowboys sideline. Ty Detmer is all the way downfield where he threw that ball. He just followed the pattern down there, and he's going to help those officials because he said he saw it all the way. He was flushed out of the pocket by Charles Haley on his stunt.
On the defense, number 26.
Kevin Smith.
First down.
See, here's Kevin Smith right here. And again, it's going to be a scramble. Kevin Smith starts out okay. But you see, he gets that hand in there. First of all, it's a little hole. But the other thing is, it's after 5 yards. Now, from the line of scrimmage, 5 yards deep, you can hit him. After the receiver gets beyond that 5 yards, the defensive back can't even touch him before the ball gets there.
There's not supposed to be any kind of contact. There is, but there's not supposed to be. 14-yard penalty. 1st and 10 Eagles. Fake is the rookie Waters, and they get the ball to Jimmy Johnson, one of the 2 tight ends. First down, Philadelphia. Right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
At a personal game for Jerome Bettis. 8 carries for 38 yards on this drive. 3 to pay dirt. 7-0 St. Louis. Bettis announcing his authority. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
7-0 Dallas leading. 11 minutes still left in the first quarter with Philadelphia on the move. 2nd and 1. That's Charlie Garner. Not Ricky Waters.
Well, one thing that they wanted to establish, the Eagles did, is a passing game. You know, they have this West Coast offense, and Ray Rhodes, of course, coached at both San Francisco and Green Bay. The offensive coordinator is John Gruden, who was with the 49ers in Green Bay. And so they have this same type of offense. And one of the ideas, one of the theories of that offense is that you throw early, you throw the ball to set up the run, rather than run to set up the pass.
The man in motion on 1st and 10. Pressure. They had a screen pass called at the right time. Kevin Turner surges inside the Cowboy 30. Broderick Thomas and Fred Strickland combined to make the stop.
Well, you just have a feeling that this Ty Detmer just knows how to play football. You know, he knows how, on a screen pass, you want to draw the line in, draw them in, make them get beyond that back and line so that you can form your screen with the offensive lineman and get it to your back. But you could just see Ty Detmer drawing that defensive pass rush towards him.
Waters. At the 30, maybe lost a yard. Tony Tolbert led the charge on defense with an assist to Broderick Thomas.
One of the things about Ricky Waters is you want to get him off to a good start. I think that's important. Remember 2 weeks ago against the Miami Dolphins, he had 173 yards and he got a big run early. Last week he had trouble against Carolina. And I've always felt, even when he played with the 49ers, that if he doesn't get off to a good start, he's easily frustrated.
3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers. Detmer has time. Pass is caught at the 15 by Christy Jones. 1st down, Eagles.
There is a big wide receiver. I mean, look at Christy Jones, only in his 2nd year, but he's 6'3". You see, he's a good target in the middle. When you got a guy like Ty Detmer, you need, if you're going to throw in the middle for any guy, you like to have a big receiver, either a tight end or a big wide receiver work in the middle. And that's what Christy Jones is. He's a big, strong guy, and it's easy to see that 82 in the middle.
1st down, Eagles at the Dallas 15. Cowboys leading 7-0. Detmer back to throw it. Looking in the corner to Freddie Solomon, incomplete.
That was an audible. I don't know what Ty Detmer saw, but you usually don't think that a guy who's only caught one pass all year. I see something here I like. I see him against Deion Sanders. I'm going to go man-to-man, but that's what he saw.
How could you like it too much?
I know Freddie Solomon, he caught his first pass last week. Then you see him matched up man-to-man. Deion Sanders is going to play down here to the right. He's always going to be there. So whoever you put out there is going to be man-to-man on Deion.
Chris T. Jones is out there this time. This is Ricky Waller. Waller pounds inside the 5. That should be just about a first down for Philadelphia. Teague made the stop.
And that's what Ricky Waters needed too, was a pretty good run early. And you're going to see him here, and he's going to come right in this area here. They're going to work right on that right side. You see he pulls the tackle, just comes straight up, gets a block right there, gets a good block to free him. Makes a good cutback. You see he starts to the outside like he's going to go outside, then plants that right leg and just cuts back. And the first guy there is the safety, George Teague. This is a pretty good drive. This is
a very good drive.
An impressive drive because, you know, we talked about the strength of this Cowboy team being their defense. They're number 2 in the league. But this Eagle offense has looked very good on this drive.
First and goal at the 5.
This is the 13th play.
Eagle touchdown.
Now that is football. You come back and they score on you. You're on the road. You get the ball and you just drive it down on a 14-play drive and just pound it in on them. And they did. And Ray Rhodes isn't going to smile. He knows this is a long game. He hasn't done anything yet. But I tell you, he's proud of that group that just had that drive and that quarterback right there.
Ty Detmer, as you said, is just one of those guys who knows how to play, how to read the defense. Anderson's extra point ties it. Hutton was holding. That was, as you said, a very impressive drive. 13 plays, 74 yards. Waters scored the touchdown. Terry and Ronnie Lott.
I'll tell you, in this kickoff coverage team better be a heck of a lot better than they were the last time they did this.
Short kick is going to be handled again by Walker at the 12 this time. And he is tripped up early at the 25. Let's look at the Eagle defense. Things happen so quickly we didn't have a chance to look at them before. Up front, Mamula, Dixon, Fuller, and Hall. The linebackers, Young and Quick, Thomas, Willis, and Ray Farmer. And the secondary, Bobby Taylor, Brian Dawkins, Zordich, and Troy Vincent. 4 good cornerbacks in this game today.
Yeah, we talked about that matchup. Bobby Taylor is going to line up on Michael Irvin every play.
And then Smith looking for a place to cut. And the Eagles had it shut down.
You know, and one thing that Bobby Taylor says that with a receiver like Michael Irvin, you have to be physical. Now, even though this is a run, they're both going to be physical against each other. You see, I mean, they both go helmet to helmet, number to number, pad to pad, all those things. You know, that's that whole thing. You aren't going to intimidate me. Oh, yeah, I'll show you who's going to intimidate who. You know, one of those deals going on.
Remember Robert Brooks in Green Bay?
Yeah.
Same kind of matchup. Finished him for the year. Here's Aikman back to throw. Outside to Darrell Johnston. Pickup of about 6. William Thomas covering the fullback.
I think that's one of the things that Troy Aikman misses, in not having Jay Novacek. You know, we talked about that all the time, and he feels it too. As you don't have an inside passing game. I mean, he feels comfortable with Michael Irvin as an outside receiver, more comfortable now with Deion Sanders as an outside receiver, but he really doesn't have an inside receiver yet that he feels comfortable with.
He has the guy in motion, Bjornson, but he's got a bad ankle. Outside Emmitt Smith. I don't think he got enough for the first down. Farmer made the stop.
And maybe again, that's good. You know, if you need a play and you need a third down play, that's when you have to go to Michael Irvin. So when you don't go to Michael Irvin and you dump it off short, then you have to say that there was good coverage on Michael Irvin, because Michael Irvin is your playmaker. Troy Aikman wants to get the ball to him on third down, and when he has to dump it off short to an Emmitt Smith, that's not what this guy wants. That's not what Troy Aikman wants. That's not what the Dallas Cowboys want. That's what the Philadelphia Eagles want.
Yeah, the Cowboys did want a measurement, which they're getting. Looks like Emmitt Smith was about half yard short. Well, that's not a half yard, but it's short.
See, now here's where they would like to go. I mean, they would like to go up there. Bobby Taylor has a man-to-man, but he's playing underneath because he has this safety right here to help him deep. So therefore, he can be very aggressive on him, and he can jump anything underneath him because he is going to have a safety to help him deep. But that's where Troy Aikman should have wanted to go on that third down, not to have to dump it off to Emmitt Smith.
4th and inches. Mark Say back deep. John Jett to punt for Dallas. This kick's a good one. Say fields it at the 11. Randall Godfrey down to make the stop. 54-yard punt by Jett. A few weeks ago, the blockbuster video blimp established another record when it became the first blimp ever to fly in the high elevation of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Right now, it's not so high over Texas Stadium. They may not have a seat for him.
It's a good place to be, though. I mean, if you want to see a lot of big games, be a blimp.
Here's Ty Detmer for Urban Fryer. Fryer's out to the 40.
And when Ty Detmer was saying last night, he said we're not going to be afraid of Deion Sanders. I mean, we'll work on him, and you'll see Irving Fryer just come up. Deion Sanders didn't get a punch on him. He just ran a slant. Ty Detmer said, we're going to throw on him, and he is.
Yeah, he drilled a
Deion Sanders. He is bad. He's just hitting himself in the head down there because he let Fryer get off the line of scrimmage without a bump.
Perfect throw by Detmer. Hit Detmer before he could get to the running back.
Probably right now the most dominant defensive player in the entire National Football League is this guy here, Leon Lett. I mean, he is so big and so strong and so quick. Of course, I mean, he just got off the ball. No one even touches him. Watch him here. They don't even touch him. The tackle's trying to block down on him, but you can't do that. You're not going to be able to block down on Leon Lett when he's getting off the ball like that. In fact, if he's getting off the ball like that, you're not even going to be able to hand the ball off.
Lucky the Eagles didn't fumble. Detmer back to throw. Trying to drop it out to Mark Say. Incomplete. Right now, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Pat, Jerome Bettis is having some kind of day. Take a look at this 52-yard run to pay dirt. Second touchdown of the day, 88 yards on the day. He only had 6 touchdowns rushing last 2 seasons with the Rams. Back to Pat and John.
7-7 tie. Eagles and the Cowboys, 3rd and 13. 3 wide receivers. Detmer back to throw. The Cowboys are blitzing. Detmer gets rid of it. Pass caught. Flag on the play. Way downfield. Fryer made the reception.
And the Cowboys did something you don't see them do a lot of, or you haven't in the past, is use a 3-man line and then stunt off that, bring 2 linebackers on a stunt. So they had a 5-man rush, which would put them into man-to-man coverage, and then you're going to see what happened down here. But see, they only got 1, 2, 3 here. Then they're going to get 2 coming up the middle in a stunt, and they darn near get there to Ty Detmer. Look at that. They get the cross coming right up the middle. Ty Detmer has pretty good protection, and he just gets rid of the ball.
Defense number 26. Penalty is declined. The yardage gives a first down.
Called against Kevin Smith. But the pass completion was enough for a first down.
But look at how he can do it. Here's Kevin Smith up here. Here we're going to see the pass thrown down there. And we're going to see Kevin Smith up there on top. But again, a man-to-man coverage. You see that bump? I think they're calling him on the bump after 5 yards. But that was still a heck of a drop and throw by Ty Detmer.
He's impressive. Detmer incomplete. His receiver fell down or was knocked down. Jason Dunn, the tight end.
Jason Dunn is looking around. Hey, you gotta call something on that. Yeah, he's a big rookie who Ray Rhodes was telling us one time. He said, reminds me of Raymond Chester and a guy that you had, Dave Casper, and those are two tight ends that I coached. That
pretty good ones.
Two of the best tight ends that ever played this game. And if Jason Dunn is going to be that kind of tight end, he's going to be one of the best in this league.
3 wide receivers on 2nd and 10. Detmer gives to Ricky Waters, who's spun away from one tackle. That's good running by Ricky Waters. Godfrey Miles made the stop, but that's good running.
I think the guy he might have spun away from is his old teammate, Charles Haley. Let's see if Haley doesn't get in here, but Ricky Waters hits this, does a little spin here, and then just keeps on coming out this end here. You watch Charles Haley's coming underneath right here, and it is Charles right there. He just kind of outran Charles's dive.
Yep. He did the spin a little earlier.
Ricky Waters has moves on moves.
3rd and short. Waters the deep back. Waters isn't enough. Down to the Cowboy 32. This Eagle offense is cutting up the Cowboy defense.
And the thing that we talked about is Ricky Waters having success early, or he gets a little frustrated. Ricky Waters is having success early. Get in there behind Joe Panos over there. Barrett Brooks on that left side. There was a big hole on that one.
2nd in the NFC behind Terry Allen. Ricky Waters, 1st and 10, Philadelphia.
Ty Detmer is audibleizing here.
Cowboys on a blitz. Detmer gets rid of it. Miscommunication between Detmer and Fryer.
Either that or he was just getting such a rush that he had to get rid of the ball. And a smart quarterback, when he throws the ball away, is always going to throw it where there's no chance of an interception. Because sometimes, quarterbacks do dumb things and they're trying to throw it away, and the next thing you know, they throw it to a guy in the other colored jersey.
One thing about Detmer, when we were talking with him yesterday, one thing that was very impressive was he never stopped smiling the whole time.
No.
Just enjoyed it.
He's one of those guys you expect him to pick out a stick and start whittling.
Again, he just throws it away as the heat was on. Ricky Waters was in the area, but Detmer saw the rush coming.
Yeah, there's Dave Campo, the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, who's doing an outstanding job with this defense because they're doing a lot of different things than they used to. I mean, watch here. They're bringing 4 guys, and then they bring 2 or 3 more in the blitz. They have all kinds of packages. They're blitzing a lot more, changing up their fronts. They're really playing a different defense than they have for years.
4 wide receivers for the Eagles this time. Waters was the lone back. Here's Detmer, and again he just punches it away. Now he's saying somebody was holding my receiver.
Yeah, he was talking about Godfrey Miles. It did grab his receiver. Godfrey Miles, number 98, grabbed his receiver just right by the head.
Ricky Waters.
Watch it. You're going to see it right here. Watch Godfrey Miles. He just come up and just clotheslined it right around the neck.
Would you say he got away with one?
He did get away with one. Ricky Waters is going out there to catch a ball, and the guy started jumping around his neck. He said, what the heck's that all about? Wonder how all those officials can be out there and miss this one.
4th and 10, and the Eagles take a timeout. They appeared to be lining up as if to go for it. That's a long way on 4th. The Eagles 7, Dallas 7. Pat Summerall with John Madden. There's Gary Anderson. The Eagle kicker, who's been bothered by a bad back. And apparently Ray Rhodes doesn't think he can be successful from 49 yards.
Yeah, this would be a 49-yard. The longest this year for Gary Anderson has been 46 yards. And I think Ray Rhodes felt that he couldn't make it from there, so you either go for it or punt. And I think this is a good decision.
Detmer back to throw. Going deep. No one there. Fryer, the intended receiver.
Good coverage by the Cowboys, but see, that really doesn't hurt the Eagles that much. Had they tried a field goal and not make it, they would have lost 7 more yards because it would go to the point that the kick was. Now it goes to the original line of scrimmage, so the Cowboys get the ball at the 32-yard line. So I think Ray Rhodes felt that he couldn't kick the field goal from there, so his choices were, do I punt? And then, maybe they get the ball at the 20, or do I take the chance, even though it's 4th and 10, and go for it? And if I don't get it, they get the ball here at the 32. And I think that was a pretty good choice.
Herschel Walker split out wide to the right. Hand off Emmitt Smith. A lot of room. Emmitt Smith goes into Eagle territory. That's his longest run of the year. Michael Zordich finally made the tackle.
And he got a block from Larry Allen. I think when you talk about offensive linemen that really put guys on their back more than anyone else, watch 73. Boom! He just gets his guy right there, just drives him, and stays with him. I mean, he gets on a guy and stays with him until the back can get through to and beyond him.
Eric Williams, that's Fuller who's down. Eric Williams delivered a blow to the face of Fuller. They've had an ongoing battle for about 3 years. And Eric Williams clubbed him beside the face mask.
I know, you talk about dominant players on that side, and we showed the block of Larry Allen, and then Eric Williams lines up right next to him. And William Fuller hasn't recovered from that one yet.
This is already, Emmitt Smith's already downfield. Keep watching.
Okay, now here it is right here, and here's Eric Williams, and here's Fuller right there. And you say he's gonna drive him, and then he's going to get him. I think it was right there.
It was after Emmitt Smith got out of the picture.
Beyond there. But I'll tell you, that's not a bad place to run. I mean, those guys are so big, so strong, so powerful, and so dominant that when you can get Eric Williams blocking like that, and Larry Allen, the way he fires out and gets on a guy and stays with it, I mean, you can make a living just running in there behind those two guys.
Greg Jefferson has taken his place.
And Eric Williams is starting to, I think, get some of his confidence back and get some of his aggressiveness back, because when he has his aggressiveness back, he's the most aggressive guy in football.
It's called then meanness, I think.
Well, it's called something you may have to
orneriness.
Keep out of there.
First down is Emmitt Smith again. Inside the Eagle 40. Flag on the play.
But again, you just look how powerful Eric Williams is there. He just took his now. They put the substitute in there, and Eric Williams, it just puts him on his back.
Tripping on the defense, number 94. 10-yard penalty, automatic.
Kevin Johnson is 94.
Yeah, they put Greg Jefferson in here. Now watch what Eric Williams does to him. I mean, he's just so big and so strong. He has things going. I mean, he just gets him driving, staying with him, and they just put him right down in the ground. And then when he puts him on the ground,
fell on him.
He rolls over him to make sure he stays there in the ground. Stay there where you belong, he tells him.
First down,
you stay there.
First at the 30.
You know, how would you like to be a defensive player, seriously, and say, okay, who are you playing against today? I'm playing against old number 79.
And if he doesn't get me, 73 will. I don't want that option.
I'll go find someone else.
Aikman to throw it. Incomplete. Intended for Deion Sanders. Deion might have slipped a bit or was pushed.
I think that's William Fuller over there, still recovering from that blow that Eric Williams hit him. looked like it's a contact lens that they're working. When he hit him with that blow, he could have just knocked a contact lens out of there.
Knocked parts out.
That's the way they do film. You know, when they do film, they put it under a towel or something like that. Photographers. Contact.
Here's Emmitt Smith. Not much room this time.
Look at Michael Irvin. He's still out there. He and Bobby Taylor are still out there jawing at each other. At some point they're going to have to start throwing a pass to Michael Irvin because he's going to get frustrated too. He and Bobby Taylor just went out there and they just went boom and they just started bumping against each other.
One of the few cornerbacks that's as big as Michael Irvin.
Watch him up there. I mean, that's what they're doing. Everyone else is walking back to the huddle. Those two guys are still out there headbutting each other. You can't scare me. Well, you can't scare me either.
3rd and 9. Aikman back. Kelvin Martin. Enough for a first.
And there's a guy that Troy Aikman likes. It was interesting. He was telling us yesterday that Kelvin Martin doesn't handle a ball above his shoulders well. So he tries to throw everything around his belt. And only a guy like Troy Aikman that can be almost as perfect as he is and as concise and as accurate as he is can even talk like that. He said, I can't throw it up his shoulders. I have to throw it around his waist and then be able to know that and then be able to do it.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score tied at 7 between Dallas and Philadelphia.
Yeah, we talked about frustration. I think William Fuller's frustrating having to play against Eric Williams. But I also think Michael Irvin is frustrated because he hasn't caught a pass yet.
And Smith. Inside the 10 to about the 8. Zordich made the stop.
Now this Cowboy offensive line is starting to dominate. You know, we're going to have a lead. You always have a lead by Moose, and then Emmitt Smith can either follow it or break away from it. Now we've done a lot of running over here. Now he's going to break some back to this side. You see what he does is he starts to the right, then he feels and sees this crease right back there. And then he just breaks back and he gets everyone flowing to the right. Then when they all get going that way, whack, he goes against the crease.
2nd and 1. Gets the carry. He may have gotten the one, maybe not.
Yeah, that time he stayed with his lead. His lead, of course, is Moose Johnston, who's, I think, the best lead blocking fullback in the game. And now Emmitt Smith always starts with him. I mean, that's the #1 play for the Cowboys is that lead play. He always starts with him, and then he'll either stay with him or he'll leave.
3rd and short. At about the 9. And the Cowboys have to call a timeout. That means they have 2 left. 7-7 tie with 13:37 left in the first half. 3rd and about a yard. This took place during the timeout.
Michael Irvin left his helmet there, went over the sideline and talked about a play, and he wants it. He's lined up out there with Kelvin Martin, and they got something worked up.
Aikman on the quarterback sneak, and the surge gets a first down, Dallas.
But on that timeout, Michael Irvin went over to the sideline, and he was talking to him about something that he feels that he can do down there. Talking to his wide receiver coach. He was talking to his head coach. He was talking to his quarterback. He was talking to everyone because this is what he's not too happy with.
I think he's not too happy with all the stuff that's been said about what a good job Bobby Taylor's done.
Bobby Taylor, yeah, and that's the thing. And Bobby Taylor's on him. And when they played last year in Philadelphia, Bobby played Defensive Player of the Week.
Moose Johnston to the 4. Close to the 3.
The one thing that the Cowboys are doing now, and Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator who calls the plays, he's getting his running game going now. You know, and a couple of weeks ago he was being criticized, and the offensive line wanted to run more. Emmitt Smith thought he should run more, and so Ernie goes against Miami and throws every down. So he's going to do what he thinks is going to win the game, not what people think he should do.
This is played in the 10 of this drive. Emmitt Smith got close, not quite.
You know, before the game, I was sitting on the bus, and Nate Newton came on, and he says, you know, today, he said, we're really going to crank it up. He said, watch me today. Nate Newton has lost 30 pounds, by the way. And he said, today, I'm going to go after him. And this is what he's doing. Watch Nate right here. Here's Nate. Here's Mark Tuinei and Nate Newton on this side. This is the side that they're taking. Look at this double team. They just get back, and they get two guys. I mean, that's a way where they can push between he and Ray Donaldson, they push the defensive lineman back into the linebacker.
Aikman mishandled the exchange with the center, Ray Donaldson. So that's a wasted down.
I wonder if this was going to be a quarterback sneak. You know, for years, the Cowboys didn't have a quarterback sneak. Then they just put one in, but that wasn't going to be a quarterback sneak. That was going to be a load right. That was going to be Emmitt Smith running to the right. Of course, that was a third down play, so the Cowboys have to go for a field goal now.
Chris Bonio made his last 19 inside the 30.
That was a big miscue for the Cowboys.
Was it ever. They get 3 instead of 7. 19-yard field goal by Bonio. Cowboys lead it 10-7. Boys set to kick off again after a 19-yard field goal by Bonio. Witherspoon deep for Philadelphia. And he will handle at the 4. Got a little alley. They shut down the alley. Brock Marion, Jim Schwantz, Billy Davis.
They watch Schwantz come across here, Pat, number 52. He looks to see if there's a blocker, and then once he sees there's not a blocker, he knows that he could really unload on that ball carrier, and he did. You know, you kind of sting, and you have your head on a swivel when you're going down there on that kick coverage, and you make sure there's no one that can get you before you can get them, and then when you know that, you can really bring your load.
First and 10, Eagles at their own 25. Ricky Waters. You saw Herschel Walker's over the kickoff return. Here's Emmitt Smith's touchdown for Dallas. Great blocking. And here's Ricky Waters' touchdown for Philadelphia. That accounts for the scoring.
You know, Ricky Waters has gained 10 pounds in the offseason, and he's a lot bigger, and he's a lot more powerful running back as he showed there in that goal line.
He's close to 230. Flag on the play. Waters cut it back, and a yellow flag came flying. Must be against the Eagles.
Yeah, the way Ricky Waters looked, you know it's against the Eagles.
(10-7). The guy on the right there is, well, he just walked out of the picture. Art Demas, the umpire.
Top block by the offense, number 34. 15 yards definitively. Second down.
Shot blocked by Kevin Turner.
Now what happens, here's Kevin Turner. Now once a defensive player is engaged, once an offensive player is blocking him, he can't come in and chop him because Tolbert was playing on a guy there. See, he was engaged with that tackle, and Turner came in and got him.
That could have been the end of 1 or 2 knees.
And Tony Tolbert has 2 bad knees.
Yeah. Surgery on both in the offseason. Garner split wide to the left, up the top of the picture. Detmer back to throw it. Garner comes up with a catch. Garner cut back. Dion went for the interception. Didn't quite come up with it. Right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Fox Television Center.
Hey, Pat, how many times have you and John seen this? Barry Sanders make an 18-yard run look like the most exciting 18-yard run. That to pay dirt. He's got 83 yards in the first half. Right now, Green Bay is on top 13-10, waiting for the extra point. Pat and John.
Back here, it's 10-7 Cowboys. Eagles ball, 3rd and 13. Detmer back to throw. Whips it outside to Waters. Waters taken down after he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Detmer under pressure again.
And that time was Tony Casillas was in there, and he was looking downfield, and they had good coverage, so he had to dump the ball off. And again, on defense, that's what you try and do. Don't let them get enough for the first down. Make them dump it off short, and you do that with pass rush like Tony Casillas did, and you do it with good coverage. The Cowboys had that combination.
Tommy Hutton back to punt for the Eagles. Kelvin Martin deep for Dallas. Good kick by Hutton. Martin at the 22-yard line. Down at the 29 by Jimmy Johnson. Dallas takes over. They lead 10-7. A 52-yard punt by Hutton.
You know, we always talk about directional punting, and watch how you determine direction. Here's Jimmy Johnson. He's the fullback. Now watch him. He's going to move to the right, and then he'll pat the right side of his head. You see right there, right, that tap, tap, tap. That means that they're going to directional punt to the right, so all the coverage of the Eagles knows to go to that area, and then they're going to pin him between the numbers and the sideline. But it all starts with the fullback making the call. Let's punt it to the right, tapping the right side of his head, and everyone knows that's the side they're going to pin him to.
Aikman back on first down, drops it out to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt got about 4 yards. Ronnie Dixon made the stop. Our Aflac trivia question: what team has the longest current streak for consecutive winning seasons? Keyword is current. 2nd and 6. Cowboys at their own 33. Herschel Walker playing wide receiver. Here's Emmitt Smith. To the 35, 36 perhaps. The question again: what team has the longest current streak for consecutive winning seasons? The 49ers, 13 seasons in a row, 1983 through 95. Next week we will be at 3Com Park, John. You'll be home.
Yep.
Cowboys against the 49ers. That's one that a lot of people, particularly in the San Francisco area, have been waiting for a long time. So have we. On 3rd down, Aikman has caught by Bjornson. He'll have the first down.
You know, that's one of the things about the Cowboys. I think that they're the measuring stick for everyone. When you're the defending world champions, like the Dallas Cowboys are, that, you know, they're like Ray Rhodes was saying, this is our measuring stick. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles, he said, we've lost 2 games. We've lost to the big guys. They lost to the Green Bay Packers, and they lost to the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that they're his test today. Next week when we go to San Francisco, they're going to be San Francisco's test, because I think the Cowboys, every place they go. Last week, they were Jimmy Johnson and the Miami Dolphins test.
Sherman Williams, the deep back. Replacing Emmitt Smith, stopped by the left side of the Eagle defense.
You don't see Moose Johnston miss a block very often, and either he missed that one or he thought that Sherman Williams was going to go to the outside. Because watch him when he comes here. I think he's trying to hook his guy and expects this type of thing. Sherman Williams cuts right back in. Now watch Moose Johnston. He starts out. See, now he's going to block the guy. No, he just shot an air ball.
Yep.
He just went there and shot air. And you don't see that very often.
Guy just ducked under it. Herschel Walker split wide to the right. Sherman Williams is deep. Aikman to throw. Deion Sanders had close to a first down, retreated a little bit.
I think here's Deion Sanders here. Here's Michael Irvin here. They're on the on the same side. Again, Michael Irvin hasn't caught a pass yet. But you see Deion Sanders, they give him a little cushion there. He runs that out. Michael Irvin was running the corner in behind. So if they come up for Deion, then they could sneak Michael Irvin in behind him. But again, we talked about frustration. I think Michael Irvin is getting very frustrated because he's yet to catch a pass.
3rd and 1. To the 50, close to a first down. I don't know. Sherman Williams.
Now, that's one thing that the Cowboys are doing this year is both in practice and in the game is they're letting Sherman Williams take a few more plays. Look at this Cowboy pass distribution. 2 to 3 to the wide receivers, and again, none to Michael Irvin yet. 1 out of 2 to the tight ends, and 3 for 3 to the running backs. And I think that's been good Eagle pass defense because they've really been taking everything away from this Cowboy passing game.
On 4th down, the Cowboys will punt. Mark Say back deep. John Jett will do the punting.
Plus, they just stopped him there on the short yardage, and they're a very aggressive defense. And, you know, when you have a Ray Rhodes as a head coach, you know that an aggressive defense is going to come with that package.
Well, that's just a reflection of Ray Rhodes. Cowboys leading 10-7. They're going to punt. And Jett hangs it high up in the jet stream. And into the end zone. And out. Good kick, covered well. But you never know how that ball's going to bounce. 10-7. The Cowboys 10, the Eagles 7. Next week, Fox doubleheaders, Packers and Kansas City, Falcons and the Rams, Cardinals, Redskins. John and I will be in San Francisco as the Cowboys go to play the 49ers. Ty Detmer back to throw, incomplete. No, it is complete. Irving Fryer. Looked like it was almost knocked down, and all of a sudden it slid to Irvin Fryer.
By Brock Marion. Yeah. Brock Marion was there, and he just dove at the ball. And watch Brock Marion. He's just going to go and dive at the ball, and the ball goes right beyond him. Watch. He takes a jump there. He goes to dive, and it goes right through him and into Irving Fryer's hand. Look how close that was to Brock Marion. How did Brock Marion miss that? Now that is pinpoint passing by Ty Detmer.
And concentration by the receiver. Flag on the play.
Irving Fryer is definitely his favorite target. Remember 2 weeks ago when they played the Miami Dolphins, Irving Fryer caught 4 touchdown passes.
There was a false start on the offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Number 76 is a left tackle, Barrett Brooks. Again, anytime, you know, once that line gets set, they can't have any movement at all. And if they have any movement, then that play is dead.
3 wide receivers. 1st and 15. And Detmer calls the draw play to Ricky Waddle. Gets outside the 40.
You know, Charles Haley was playing left defensive end for Tony Tolbert, and they took advantage of his pass rush. That's a place that you're going to run a draw. When you get a pass rush, there's Charles Haley, you invite him up the field, and then you run your draw inside of him. Get him to pass rush, get him to come up the field, and then watch the hole that you get. You see, when he gets up the field right here, now look at that cutback lane you have there.
Shante Carver's playing right defensive end. Haley on the left. Detmer passes caught up the middle by Ed West. And the ball's loose after West is down. First down, Philadelphia at the Dallas 41.
Let's watch this protection here, Pat. Again, these guys here have to do the job. Now, Charles Haley goes to take an inside move, and they just push the whole bunch to the inside. You see all this grouping here? Then Ty Detmer, only being 6 feet back here, is all by himself. He has clean feet, and he can see and get the ball to his tight end.
We've just gotten the 2-minute warning. Dallas leading by 3. Welcome to the Blockbuster Video Blimp and its crew to today's telecast. Piloting the Blockbuster Blimp is Captain Steve Kalinsky from Julian, California. Dallas, Texas, by the way, will soon be the new corporate headquarters for Blockbuster Entertainment. We'll probably be seeing a lot of the blockbuster blimp around here. Blitz coming. Good call by the Eagles. Ricky Waters out of bounds at about the 30.
Well, we talked about the power that Ricky Waters has now, but he still has that speed and quickness. I mean, watch him. He's going to get the handoff and come across here, but watch how quickly he does. And he has a Joe Panos pulling, making the block there that springs him. But when he got that block from Panos, he really exploded.
First down, Philadelphia. Waters already has 60 yards and 9 carries. He scored the only Eagle touchdown. He gets another carry. Gets down to about the Cowboy 26, 27-yard line. Leon Lett caught him cutting back.
You know, Ray Rhodes was telling us last night that we want to be able to run the ball. He said, we want smart runs, not dumb runs. And I said, well, what's a dumb run? He said, like running straight ahead at Leon Lett. And you see here, they're starting to the right. Now, if you're going to go at Leon Lett, the way you got there is with a cutback. That play wasn't supposed to be run at Leon Lett.
2nd and 7. Here's Detmer back to throw into the pocket. He's going to take off. Nudged out of bounds. Nudged pretty well by Darren Woodson.
He was nudged like 10 yards. That's knocked his jersey off and his shoulder pad out and everything. You call that a nudge?
Remember the first game they played up in Philadelphia? It was a hit by Woodson.
Darren Woodson that knocked him
out. Yeah.
He said he didn't remember anything after that, and this just is a nudge. But again, when Darren Woodson, he is a powerful guy.
Yeah.
And when he nudges you, I mean, your equipment comes flying out of your jersey, your helmet gets out sideways, you're looking out your ear hole.
Nothing but net.
Stuff like that happens.
2 tight ends. Detmer. Out of bounds at the 1 is Mark Say. Made the reception.
I'll tell you one thing about Ty Detmer and this Philadelphia Eagle offense. They aren't afraid of Deion Sanders and Kevin Smith. They're working on him. They're getting good pass protection. But watch Mark Say. Watch him not only catch this ball, but keep both feet in. Boom, 1 down. Boom, 2 down.
No doubt about it.
I mean, first of all, you have to catch the ball, and then you have to have both feet in bounds when you catch it. He made a heck of a move to get in that position on Kevin Smith.
Turned him around.
Turned him completely around.
1st and goal. Flag on the play.
Guys are jumping all over the place down there.
The center still got the ball, however.
Ollie McKenzie looked like he was shaking his head like he forgot to snap it.
Before the snap, there was a false start on the offense. Number 76, Isaiah Kennedy. Remains first down.
He called it on 77, didn't he? That's Richard Cooper. Or was it 76?
76,
Did he call it on Barrett Brooks?
76.
Yeah, because Barrett Brooks and Guy McIntyre is playing left guard now. Here's Barrett Brooks right here. You see, he's up. Yep, there's that little move right there. He did it. Guy McIntyre is now playing left guard next to Barrett Brooks.
1st and goal at the 6. Detmer, quarterback draw. Touchdown, Philadelphia. That's a call play.
And he got right in behind Guy McIntyre. We said that Guy McIntyre has now been in at guard. Guy McIntyre was the guy that made that block so that Ty Detmer could run that called draw. Watch him here. Here's Guy McIntyre here. He's going to get his guy turned. Ty Detmer's going to start back like it's a pass, and then he's going to run it right in this area. But watch number 62. You see him get and turn his man? That's what he has to do.
Yep. Extra point good. The Eagles take the lead. Detmer scores the touchdown.
And they took advantage of Herman McCormick playing Leon Lett's position.
14-10 Eagles. Ty Detmer, who just scored for the Eagles to give them a lead, 14-10. 59 seconds left. Don't forget, coming up, the Dockers Khakis halftime report coming up. JB and Terry, scores and highlights and choice cuts.
Yeah, we'll take another look here at the touchdown. And again, here's Herman McCormick. Now, I still don't know why Leon Lett's not in here. Here's Guy McIntyre making a good block. And, you know, you don't want to run at Leon Lett. But when you get down there in the goal line, he better be in there. And to have Leon Lett, and I'll say this every time, to have Leon Lett over there on the sideline doesn't make any sense to me. But watch Detmer. There is one happy guy celebrating his first touchdown.
59 seconds left. Walker standing at the 10. He has one big return, but this one won't be another one. Walker gets out to about the 27, stopped by Sylvester Wright.
You know, you go back to that defense, and again of the Cowboys, and you know they got that rotating thing, and sometimes they get a dominant player and they rotate him right out of there, and then a guy like Ty Detmer comes in and takes advantage of him when they're doing it. Remember last week they rotated Deion Sanders out, boom, Marino comes in and throws a big play. Right here they're going to take Leon Lett out, boom, they go right where he was for a touchdown.
Irvin split wide to the left. Taylor out there with him. Screen pass was supposed to develop. Didn't ever have a chance. To Emmitt Smith. And there's a little wrestling match going. That's Fuller and Eric Williams. That one's been going on for about 3 years.
That's one that we saw earlier, that Eric Williams hit Fuller, and he knocked the contact out then, and then he's just punching him. I mean, Eric Williams threw that right, and then Fuller says, I'm not going to take this. And Fuller's going to be in an all-day fight over there.
Taylor deflected the pass intended for Irvin.
You don't think Bobby Taylor's fired up?
Whoa.
I remember a year ago when he was going to play against Michael Irvin the first time, and Ray Rhodes said he had to challenge him, and he did challenge him, and Bobby Taylor that week was Defensive Player of the Week, and he is covering Michael Irvin right now like a blanket.
He might win that award again.
I know, and if he doesn't watch out, he's going to be Defensive Player of the Game again. Defensive Player of the Week again, I mean.
3rd down, 11. Aikman to throw. And as time gets into Bjornsson, not enough for a first down. Bjornsson cut down at about the 33-yard line by Don Griffin. The teams are headed toward the locker room.
You know, and you think in that first half, you remember when the Cowboys were down there and they were going in and they fumbled that ball on 3rd down, and they had to go for a field goal. And you can't give a team like the Philadelphia Eagles a lot of opportunities because they're fighters and they're scrappers, and they're going to be an all-day job with you.
And they have a very impressive young quarterback in Ty Detmer.
They have a very impressive runner in that guy, Ricky Waters.
Sure do.
He looks like he's ready to run today. Like you said, Ty Detmer, I mean, he's been out there and moving the ball around. You know, in this first half, he has thrown the ball to 8 different receivers.
There was a question about his size. There's a question about his arm strength. I think both of those questions have disappeared.
Yeah, we'll show you this play here. This was 3rd down, and watch this. The Cowboys were going for it. Remember here, now this was 3rd down. They were going in for a score. Troy Aikman fumbles the snap. And again, that being 3rd down, they recovered it, but they had to kick a field goal. So that, in essence, could have been a 4-point play.
That gave them a 10-7 lead, but the Eagles came back and put up a Ty Detmer touchdown to take the lead. That's the way it stands now, 14-10.
And the Eagles were able to control the ball and keep that defense on the field. And it looks to me, when you can do that to the Dallas defense, that you can get them tired. And it looks to me at the end of this half that this Cowboy defense was starting to wear down.
Maybe that's why they continue to use that rotation. But you shouldn't get tired like that.
No, I mean, but again, that's by the Eagles getting a lot of first downs, and the Eagles really playing well this first half.
That's the end of the first half with the score 14-10 Philadelphia. James Brown and Terry Bradshaw will be along with the Dockers Khakis halftime report following these messages. John, you know, easily the Eagles could have panicked after that long kickoff return by Walker and the quick fall behind
Yeah, I was very impressed with the defense, the way they played him. I've been very impressed with the way Bobby Taylor is playing against Michael Irvin. I've been very impressed with Ty Detmer and the way that he's been cool and calm and moving that team. And again, the Cowboys kind of remind me of the team they were when they didn't have Michael Irvin, because this is the same thing. For the first half, for all intent and purposes, they haven't had Michael Irvin.
Well, the Eagles and Bobby Taylor have taken him away.
And I think again, if you are the playmaker and if you are the guy in the pass offense, you have to find a way to get the ball to him. I really believe that, because if you keep dinking and dunking, then you're going to get frustrated. The Cowboys are a frustrated offense right now.
Here's the kind of coverage Michael Irvin has been faced with. Good coverage by Taylor.
And I think the more Taylor does that, the more confidence he gets and the more frustrated Michael Irvin gets.
Witherspoon, nothing doing. Flag on the play, way back downfield. The Cowboys special teams again do their job. And again, it's Jim Schwantz who's down to make the hit.
Jim Schwantz is becoming the best special teams guy on this Cowboy team.
Penalty is going to be against Philadelphia, so they'll back him up a little bit. You're talking about Jim Schwantz? Here he comes.
Yeah, again, you watch number 52, and once he knows that he's not going to be blocked and he's got away from those blockers, then he really explodes to the ball carrier.
Why don't you block him?
Well, they probably did try earlier, and then he probably beat that guy, and he was probably running for you when you first see him.
Holding against the Eagles, and that backs him up to their own 8-yard line. 1st and 10, Philadelphia leading 14-10. First play from scrimmage at 3rd quarter. Waters goes in motion. Detmer trying to buy some time, does. Detmer slides at about the 14.
How did he make Tony Tolbert miss him on that one? Woo!
Halftime statistics: rushing yards, the Eagles have the edge. Passing yards, the Eagles have a big edge.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, the Cowboys only have 41 yards, and the Eagles had 142 yards. Look at that, 213 total yards. And again, the reason that the score is this close with those numbers is that there hasn't been any turnovers either.
14 first downs for Philadelphia. That means that Cowboy defense has been out there a long time.
Yeah, and as we said, at the end of the first half, they started to look like they were getting tired. You know, and part of that is the Eagle offense keeping them out there and making them play and frustrating them somewhat and wearing them down.
Charles Haley playing the right defensive end, the left as you look at it. And Detmer gives to Waters. Waters up to the 20. And that's enough for a Philadelphia first down. Fred Strickland made the stop.
Waters looks like he's more explosive. Even with that gained weight, he looks more explosive. Look what he did in the first half. He had 13 yards to the left, 25 yards up the middle, and 26 yards to the right. So he hasn't been one-dimensional in any way. I mean, he's been going up the middle and to the right and to the left.
He's just been very good. Detmer going deep. Looked like Irving Fryer stopped running.
Well, again, it was a matchup, you know, that they're looking for. I think anytime the Cowboys get a Lundus Bryce in there, and you can get your receiver lined up on a man-to-man. Remember that happened last week in Miami?
Yeah.
I think they try and go deep on a Lundus Bryce the first time they see him manned up on their top receiver.
3 wide receivers this time. Some room. Cut down at about the 26. Beg your pardon. A gain of about 6.
Anytime you're going to run a draw, what you try and do is you try and pass protect to get these guys to come up the field. Then you delay and you bring the ball in there later. See, you do it on a passing down. You get the pass rush. they really did too good a job of blocking Leon Lett. They would have been better letting him go up the field a little. But they pinned him on the line of scrimmage and let Charles Haley get up the field.
3rd and 4. Detmer, incomplete. Intended for Chris T. Jones, knocked down by Darren Smith. Wonder what's wrong with Kevin Smith. Oh, there he is. Right foot.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. Remember, 2 years ago he injured that Achilles tendon and had surgery there. And it doesn't look like they're worried about the Achilles tendon. It looks like they're working on his foot or toe.
Kelvin Martin back deep. Hutton to punt for Philadelphia.
Be another kick to the right. You see that directional kick? And you saw the fullback hit the right side of his head.
Martin dodged one man, dodged another, tiptoes down the sideline, flag on the play.
I don't know why the Cowboys can't see that and get some kind of jump, because the fullback is back there. He's the guy in front of the punter, and he's tapping the side of his head. That means it's going to go to that side.
46-yard punt by Hutton, 13-yard punt return by Martin.
Something happened out of bounds. Again, anytime you see an official without a hat.
Illegal block in the back by the return team, number 57. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's going to be right here in the lower right-hand corner, right there.
By Alan Campos.
That's the block you saw. Campos looked like he had pretty good position, and then the guy turned, and he just stayed with that block.
So the Cowboys will take over after they walk off the penalty. 1st and 10. 14-10, Eagles lead. Texas Stadium. Cowboys have the ball at their own 25. Aikman back to throw it. Michael Irvin's first catch of the day. A Cowboy first down. A strike from Irvin.
And you know that they had to talk about that at halftime. You know, we said if a guy's your playmaker, if he's the guy in the passing game and he doesn't catch any passes, you have to find a way. He has to get open. You have to get the ball to him. Again, Bobby Taylor has good coverage there, but Michael Irvin is so big and strong that all he has to do is get one-on-one and get his body between Bobby Taylor and Troy Aikman.
Good throw by Aikman, and here's Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith gets around and sort of strolls out of bounds at about the 39, just shy of the 40-yard line.
Well, you know that your passing game is in trouble when in the first half your leading receiver is your tight end Eric Bjornson, and he's caught 2 passes for 12 yards.
Something's not right about that.
Something's not right about your passing game, but something is very right about that Eagle defense, and especially that Eagle defensive secondary, their pass coverage, because they're not doing this with a great pass rush.
2nd down. Just got it off. Aikman to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Darrell Johnston. You saw the flag come flying. And again, a little shoving match. This one between Deion Sanders and Troy Vincent.
Yeah, the other side, we talked about Michael Irvin and Bobby Taylor. Then on the other side, if that happens, then you're going to have Troy Vincent against Deion Sanders. You know, again, that's going to be happening up here. You know, Troy Vincent is a good corner in his own right. And Deion Sanders just tried to run right over him.
Forget the pass.
I don't know what the heck that was.
I don't either.
Then he throws a left, and he got the hand and the face mask, and the face mask on face mask. I don't know. And then how about this battle here in the line? William Fuller's back there. He has a shield now.
Yep.
He's wearing goggles and shields and everything in his eyes, and he ended up by getting Eric Williams on his back. You know, who are they going to call the penalty again? I mean, if I had what I saw in the picture there, I would have said the penalty would be against Deion Sanders.
Barry Sanders must think so. Switzer, I'm sorry.
Pass interference on number 51 is declined, and holding number 22 is accepted. 5 yards, automatic, first down.
Well, he said holding number 22. I don't know if he meant number 23, which would have been Troy Vincent.
22 is James Fuller.
Yeah, it would have to be Troy Vincent, but I I think the Eagles got the worst of that deal. Because here it is. Again, it's up there, and that's Troy Vincent up there, unless he said that he held him when he come off to block him. But whatever Deion Sanders did, they just let go. Yeah. That was okay because Troy Vincent held him.
Aikman to throw. Incomplete. Michael Irvin stretched. Couldn't quite come down with it.
That's what they're starting to do now, is to move Michael Irvin around. You know, just don't leave him outside. That time he was in the slot.
Right.
You know, here he is. He's lined up in the slot now. Not leave him just as an outside receiver. Get him in different positions and get him on different guys and have him run different types of pass patterns. Now, had that been a real accurate throw, that would have been complete. But how about this battle here? These guys are really going out. That's more than a pass rush or pass protection.
That was not going to be over anytime soon. Emmett Smith is hit by Brian Dawkins, and that's a good tackle by Dawkins. Ray Rhodes was saying yesterday that Dawkins is really playing well. Really come on.
Well, he's a rookie. He's one of his rookie starters, and I think that one of the first things you always have to look for in a free safety is a good tackler, because he's the last guy there. You know, I mean, you know, you have three lines. You have your defensive line as one group, then you have your defensive backs, linebackers, then the last group are the defensive backs. And you get Brian Dawkins being a free safety, he is really the last guy there.
Aikman gets it to Kelvin Martin, and he gets a first down for the Cowboys.
Kelvin Martin better watch out or he's going to pop it. He's like a balloon. He's going boom, boom, boom. Just watch. I mean, you just have to keep watching this thing, because this is more. Again, this is more than just pass rush and pass protection. This is as close to a street fight as you're going to get.
And I have a feeling it's going to continue.
This is a guy from Philadelphia fighting another guy from Philadelphia. You know what that means.
Emmett Smith round the corner. He broke the tackle by Dawkins that time and got a first down for Dallas.
Moose Johnston got a great block. He's the guy that made that play go. And we were watching William Fuller go against Eric Williams. And that time, watch what happens to William Fuller here when Moose Johnston gets him right here. He makes that block, he knocks him down, and that gives Emmitt Smith that corner.
And Emmett went back to Dawkins and said, hey, it was my turn, after the run was over.
And Fuller went back and said, where the heck are all these blocks? I finally get away from Eric Williams, and here comes Moose Johnston.
First and 10, Dallas at the 30. Aikman. Pass caught by Irvin. In his dance.
You see, that's the thing that they didn't do the first half. That's the thing that got him back into this game. The second one, here again, he's out here on the right. He's on Bobby Taylor. Bobby Taylor looking into the backfield, just feeling him, and then he tripped up. When Michael Irvin went to make his out cut, Bobby Taylor tripped, and then Michael Irvin was able to come off that. And I don't know what that is, but
I'm not sure either.
I don't think you need the after stuff, but the before stuff was pretty good.
Two tight ends for the Cowboys this time. Ty Armstrong is the man in motion. Aikman back and forth, throws deep, but Bjornsson incomplete. Bjornsson again playing with a bad ankle, and he just didn't have anything to turn on.
And Aikman is upset because he knew that would have been a touchdown, and that was one of those things where you throw it, not where they are, but where they're going and where they're supposed to be. And I think Troy Aikman threw that one where Jay Novacek would have been.
Or Bjornsson if he were healthy.
Oh, in fact, talking about a healthy tight end, I think the Cowboys are going to sign Johnny Mitchell tomorrow.
Here's Emmitt Smith. No place to go. Emmett stopped after he picked up about a yard by Michael Zordich. There's Jay Novacek in the Cowboy hat, of course.
Yeah, and he has that bad back that they thought maybe he'd be back at midseason, maybe he'd be back at the end. And now you talk to most of the people on the Cowboys, the players, the coaches, and they don't feel that Jay Novacek will be back at all this year and probably never play football again. Watch William Thomas here play that cutback. That's what you have to do when they start away from you and you have an Emmitt Smith, you have to stay on that backside.
3rd and 10. Aikman. Incomplete. Intended for Irvin. A dance not necessary.
Yeah, they're going to jump all over him on that slant. I mean, that's going to draw a crowd. That's not just going to be a corner. Here he is right here. Here's Michael Irvin. Now, when he gets inside of Bobby Taylor, it's not only going to be him, but it's going to be that safety sitting right there, too. Michael Irvin dropped that pass, though.
That's correct.
I mean, he made a pretty good move. He got inside. Troy Aikman hit him right in the hands, and Michael Irvin dropped it.
Bonio from 37 yards. And the kick is good. And the Cowboys now trail by 1. Philadelphia 14, Dallas 13. Back in Dallas, the Eagles leading the Cowboys by 1, 14-13, third quarter, 8:12 left. Swanson, Bates, the two leaders of this Cowboy coverage, kickoff coverage team. Witherspoon back deep for Philadelphia. And he'll handle it. At the 10.
You see Bill Bates, he just ran right down in there and got into the wedge. And you don't always win those battles.
No.
But you throw your body. You know, that's what people say. If you're going to be a wedge buster, you got to throw your body. You have to be reckless. You know that special teams breeds fanaticism. You got to be a fanatic. And he gets knocked back where he came from. Look, you can't even find him.
He lost that battle.
Bill Bates got lost, period.
Playing with a broken thumb on his right hand.
I think he's going to get some smelling salts over there. He said they told me to ram my head into anything, and I will.
Ricky Waters. Waters scampers outside the 40. Alundis Bryce knocked him out of bounds. 17-yard pickup.
He looks as quick and as powerful as I've ever seen him. I mean, he is running today with every combination that you need. He starts inside. Watch that bounce. There's nothing inside. He bounces to the outside, and usually someone's going to tackle you there because there's no blockers on those outside guys.
He did it all on his own. Fryer is the man in motion. Waters the ball carrier. Hit by Hennings in the backfield. And then Shante Carter gets him when he comes back. Chad Hennings there first.
And the fans love that one because they didn't like the way Ricky Waters was hot dogging it after the play before that. And they said, well, we'll show you, and they throw him for a loss. You know, Kevin Smith must really be hurt. I mean, Alundis Bryce is still in there for him. And we thought earlier that it was just a tape job, but it looks like more than that because Kevin Smith doesn't come back. And I would think they would go to work out here in Alundis Bryce.
Here's Detmer looking in that direction, and he got a first down to Fryer.
And they thought the same thing that I thought because they had Irving Fryer, and they just went to work on Alundis Bryce.
And here comes Kevin Smith.
They saw him out here. Here's Irving Fryer. Here's Alundis Bryce. And they saw that Kevin Smith wasn't in there, so they go to work on him. Irving Fryer just runs, starts to go out, makes a perfect out pattern, and Ty Detmer throws him the ball.
Perfect throw by Detmer.
Watch it, and he looks at him all the way. He's looking all the way. He is going to throw that ball to Irving Fryer on Alundis Bryce.
Enough for a first down. Turner was the man in motion. Here's Detmer back to throw. Screen pass. He had called, perhaps. Flag on the play. A late flag from way down the field.
You know, and Kevin Smith came back in, Pat, but he's hurt. He's trying to cover out there. He was on Chris T. Jones there.
He's limping.
He's really limping, yeah. Whatever it is, I mean, I don't think this is his Achilles, but we saw him earlier taping his foot and his toe, and that is bothering him.
Interference. In the offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Jason Dunn is number 87, the rookie tight end.
Yeah, Jason Dunn's a big guy. I mean, you know, he is going to be one. I mean, he's like 6'4" and 260 pounds and can run and has all those combinations you have to have.
That'll make it 1st and 20. Say has replaced Turner. Now Christie Jones comes out and Turner splits wide to the right.
See, here's the formation, Pat, we were talking about earlier. Here they bring Dunn, the tight end, out here and have a receiver in there and then get the corner to cover on the tight end. You see, in a way to get a Irving Fryer away from a Kevin Smith or Deion Sanders.
Delay for some reason over in front of the Eagle bench. The head linesman. And Ray Rhodes right behind him. 1st and 20. 6:27 left to play, 3rd quarter. Ty Detmer retreats. Steps up in the pocket. Completes his pass to Mark Say. And again, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Terry Bradshaw talked about the importance of quarterbacks protecting the ball. Steve Berline does not hear. Clay Matthews forces a fumble. Falcons ball. Falcons on top by 3. Back to Pat and John.
The Eagles up by 1. 2nd and 9. Gets the carry. The Warriors will have about 6 of the 9. Cowboys have not allowed a back to run for over 100 yards, 100 or over this year. Waters is getting close.
And I think a lot of it is the way Ricky Waters is running. I mean, he's running quick. He's running with power. He's bouncing out. And you look, he's about as close to 100 as you can get, and you know he's doing that part of it. But the other part of it is Ty Detmer being able to throw the ball so that the Eagles are not one-dimensional. They have great mixture today.
3rd down. Detmer gets it up the middle to Fryer. Fryer will have a 1st down as the Eagles move it inside the Cowboy 30.
You know, Ty Detmer had to live with that thing. He's too small. He's only 6 foot. He only weighs 190 pounds, but like he said, he's been that size all his life, and he's played all his life. I mean, he played in high school. He went to BYU. He holds all the kinds of NCAA records. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. He comes here, and he starts playing here. They win 3 games in a row. And the guy, if you look at, is just a football player.
And he enjoys it. Here's Waters. To about the 22. Strickland on the bottom of the stack.
And you can see the confidence that he has now because he has things going. I mean, he knows that he can throw the ball. He knows that when they want to run it, that they can get things going because Ricky Waters almost has 100 yards, so they have that part of it going. The offensive line is doing a good job. I mean, they're really outmanned here because the Cowboys are a better team, but the Eagles are playing better.
2nd and 6. 3 wide receivers. No backs now. Detmer retreats. Slings it to Christie Jones. Sidearm. Not a long pass, but very effective.
And it should be a 1st down. Ray Rhodes was saying that he knew that this guy could do this because when Ray Rhodes was a defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, Ty Detmer was the backup quarterback, so he used to run the scout team. And he said the guy would just drive us crazy. I mean, he was always dinking and dunking and getting 1st downs and getting guys going the wrong way and all that. And he finally said to his linebacker, he said, what is this guy doing? He said, well, he just looks us off. We never know where the ball's going.
About a foot to get a 1st down.
And I think this will bring about a running down. I would expect a Ricky Waters run here. Again, you see that rotation, and rotation doesn't work, in my mind, when you get down to where you have to stop him for a touchdown and Leon Letts on the sideline. That's not working. Of course, it's working for the Philadelphia Eagles because that was the one guy when Ray Rhodes was saying last night, you know, maybe the most dominant player in the league could be Leon Letts. So we want to stay away from him. Well, if he's not in there, that's easy.
Waters, the lone back. Quarterback sneak gets the 1st down. Leon Lett does look like he might be tired.
Now, well, he's coming back in now. I mean, they just get him out there to give him a blow or two, but again, I don't think, unless there's some injury somewhere, I don't think that you rotate a dominant player. I think you rotate mediocrity to try and get one, but I don't believe that you rotate a dominant player.
Hervin McCormick goes out, and Leon Lett comes back in. First down, Eagles at the Cowboy 15. Waters. A couple.
Bill deal. If you take the cat out, then you got rats all over the house.
Darren Smith made the stop. What rats?
Well, no. I mean, if you have the cat, then there's no rats or mice around. But if you take the cat out, you take the cat, you don't have the cat anymore, then the mice can come.
Well, now they have the big cat.
I know, but that's the big cat. Well, then the mice don't horse around in there. I mean, they don't run draws up the middle for touchdowns on you when you got your cat. Leave your cat, then the mice come.
2nd and 8. Waters and Garner both in the game. Garner split to the left. Here comes the blitz. Detmer fires. He was pursued by Darren Smith and Darren Woodson.
Yeah, that's one of those zone blitzes. You're going to see where the tackle here, where Leon Lett drops out, and then you get the rush from here. You know, that's where you can blitz your defensive back and drop your defensive line out. So your pass rusher, instead of your defensive tackle, becomes your safety, and your safety becomes your tackle.
3rd and 8. Bill Bates in the middle of the defense now, yelling something to all the other members of the cast. 2 seconds left on the play clock. Detmer to throw it. Up the middle, touchdown Eagles to Urban Fryer. Detmer was hit just as he let it go.
Again by Leon Lett. But he stood in there and he found his guy and he threw him the ball. And then he tapped Leon Lett. Urban Fryer, he is a go-to guy. That's his guy, Irving Fryer. What? He's going to get the rush right there from Leon Lett. Look what Lett does to him after he throws the ball. Now Detmer gets a touchdown, so look what he does to Leon Lett.
Yeah. And then he goes down and congratulates Irving Fryer, who's caught 8 passes for 109 yards. The extra point is good by Anderson.
Ty Detmer has been amazing.
Oh, yeah. Terrific.
Welcome to Spirit of the Game, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. NFL players live by the motto, have ball, we'll travel.
Get that ball, baby!
But sometimes the ball travels by itself.
I've been around this land of ours from sea to shining sea. And if it stands for anything, it's that every man is free. Free to roam from city to city, to ride the open range. Free to come and go at will, to grab hold of the reins. But if you want to see the country in its glory and its pride, you've got to have a trusty mount that's always ready to ride.
This is Ford Escort. Did you know that it's new? If you knew that it's new, did you know the wagon's new too? The engine is new, the suspension improved. A safety cell protects but stays out of view. It's quieter inside to shush out the out. But for those who simply must twist and shout, there's premium speakers on a new stereo, so you can get every note and get it to go. This Escort is great. This Escort is nice. This Escort has a very sensible price. So why not check out the newest Escort this season? We've given you every rhyme and rhymed every reason.
Agent Mulder discovers a past life that will change his future forever.
Mulder, no!
A brand new X-Files tonight.
Back at Texas Stadium, the Eagles touchdown pass from Detmer to Fryer, and they lead Dallas 21-13. A minute 57 left to play in the third quarter. 3 drives the Eagles have had today of 10 plays or more. Herschel Walker at the 8. Flags come flying from everywhere. Walker broke out of the pack momentarily. Brought down by Mark Woodard.
There's something. This is Irving Fryer's 3rd straight 100-yard receiving game. And the last time that was done by an Eagle was Mike Quick in 1985. And I saw Mike Quick today.
Yeah.
He's at the game.
There's a holding on the offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, Mike Quick was in training camp with the Eagles this year, helping the receivers.
Ray Rhodes brought him in specifically to work with Chris T. Jones.
Yeah. The Eagles lead Dallas 21-13. Rookies. Well, Ty Detmer's not a rookie, but he has certainly been a hot one today. I.J. Armstrong was the man in motion. Aikman back to throw it. Irvin makes the reception. Cowboy first down at about the 33. Stopped by Troy Benson.
And Brian Dawkins was right there too. I mean, watch Brian Dawkins, number 20. He's going to back up there, so Troy Aikman has to throw the ball over his head. And he does that. I mean, he throws a perfect strike there to Michael Irvin.
Double move by Irvin. First and 10. Johnson in motion. Emmitt Smith gets the catch. And Emmitt gets out to about the 38. Stopped by Ronnie Dixon.
Yeah, we talked about Eric Williams and William Fuller as that being a battle. But I'll tell you another guy that, you know, all the Cowboys and everyone said is a real warrior is Mark Tuinei, and the job that he's doing on Mike Mamula, because Mike Mamula was the leading, sacker of this Eagle team coming in here, and Mark Tuinei really hasn't given him a sniff today.
Did a heck of a job last week as well.
I mean, he's tried to speed rush him, and he hasn't given him anything. Just a play ago, he tried to do a spin, and Tuinei stayed right there with him.
Emmitt Smith. Short of the first down by a couple of yards. James Willis took him down.
And I don't think if Mike Mamula doesn't get an inside rush, I don't know that he's ever really going to be a real effective speed rusher. Because if you're going to be a speed rusher, like a Charles Haley is, and and all those guys were great speed rushers, the only thing that makes you a great speed rusher is going to the inside, taking the inside once in a while. If not, these big guys just run you right out of there, and that's what Tuinei's doing.
That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Philadelphia 21, Dallas 13. Back at Texas Stadium, Pat Summerall with John Madden. Ray Rhodes, Eagles leading 21-13, 3rd and 2.
Now, what the Cowboys have to think here is 2 things. They're down 21-13. Either, score a touchdown, and then if they do, then they have to go for 2 to get a tie. Or the other thing is if they get down here, get a field goal, and then get a touchdown later. So any of those combinations, and of course the Eagles are defending against that. Know that you stop the touchdown, but if you do, they're going to go for 2.
Aikman hit just as he let it go, thrown to Emmitt Smith, who lost the ball, rolls out of bounds. It still belongs to Dallas. Aikman hit hard just as he cut it loose.
One thing this Eagle team is doing is they're just out quicking the Cowboys. I mean, I think they're out hitting them. I think they're out hustling them. I mean, they're just getting there. That time Fuller. He just ran right around Eric Williams, and Larry Allen came out to help, and he went right around him to hit Troy Aikman. But it looks like on both offense and defense that they're getting off first, that they're getting that little punch first, and they're beating them to the punch.
2nd and 10, Irvin split wide right. Sanders is to the left. Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt gets close to midfield, just a little shy. Ray Farmer made the stop. 4-yard pickup. So it'll be 3rd and 6.
And Emmitt Smith isn't still the runner that he was a year ago and the year before that and the year before that, because you see what happened even on that play when he got in that hole. Instead of exploding, he was just kind of looking where he was going to go down. See, he has a lead block. Now, instead of exploding right there, he just kind of leaned and just went right down into the carpet. Where Ricky Waters today is, boom, he's exploding.
3rd and 6, the Eagles showing blitz. They don't. Aikman gets it to Kelvin Martin, a flag on the play.
Aikman was great on that play, hanging in there. I mean, he knew he was going to get hit. A quarterback has a clock in his head, and he knows when he's going to get it. He knew he was going to get it, and he had to wait and wait and wait for Kelvin Martin. And he took the hit, but he got the ball to Kelvin Martin.
He was saying that Kelvin Martin is so valuable because he has such a knowledge of the pass game, that he knows what everybody else is doing, and he knows how to get open.
Holding by the defense, number 36, during the pass.
Holding by Zolich.
First down.
They decline it. That's a big first down there.
Yeah, this is Kelvin Martin here, but watch the protection here. You start to get protection, and the penalty was right there against Eric Bjornsson. They held him. But you see what Troy Aikman was waiting for is that was an option pass, and Kelvin Martin started to the end. Then he had to go out, and Troy Aikman had to wait for him.
Fake to Emmitt Smith. Aikman's pass. Ty J. Armstrong incomplete right now. Again, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to our Fox Television Center.
Pat, how tough is Brett Favre? Take a look at him improvising here on this broken play. Of course, without his starting wide receivers, who does he find? Terry Mickens for his 2nd touchdown reception of the day. Green Bay by 11 over Detroit. Back to Pat and John.
21-13, the Eagles over the Cowboys, 2nd and 10 at the Eagle 37. Bjornsson limps in motion. Pass to Deion Sanders is caught behind him, and that'll be enough for another Cowboy first down.
That was a heck of a catch by Deion Sanders. First of all, you don't expect him to run a slant. When he became a wide receiver, they said, oh, Deion Sanders will never run to the inside, take all those hits from linebackers and safeties. He ran a slant, but then that catch that he has here, catching the ball behind him. Look, that ball's thrown behind. He has to reach behind. The corner is there, and the safety is there, and he just looked that ball right into his hand.
He surprised Vincent with that inside move.
I think he surprised the safety that he went inside.
There's Emmitt. No, this is Sherman Williams. Taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of a couple.
William Fuller was the guy that got in there. And Fuller's starting to win some of those battles now. Here he is out here again. He's going to get up the field to get the penetration. You see, he got up the field, made the play right there. I mean, that's a heck of a play to hold on like that. But the big thing is getting up the field. See, he took Eric Williams, and he got up the field, got into the backfield, and there was no place for Williams to go.
What a great play. 2nd and 13. Johnston goes in motion. Aikman back to throw. Up the middle to Michael Irvin. Irvin down at about the 13. Again out of the slot.
Yeah, and the Cowboys are starting to move Michael Irvin around and not just leaving him outside, but moving him from right to left, from outside receiver to slot, doing all those kinds of things.
The measurement. I thought he had a first down. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't have a first down. It's going to be 3rd and short.
3rd and about a yard.
Michael Irvin thinks he had the first down.
He was really upset because they marked where they marked. Here's Emmitt. Emmitt has a first down and more. It'll be 1st and goal at the 6.
And Emmitt looked like Emmitt on that time. He exploded on that one. He took off there. I mean, he didn't go. He wasn't looking for a place to go down on that one. He just hit right through. He went right behind Larry Allen. That's not a bad place to go, because when you get behind Larry Allen, you know that you're going to get some movement. I mean, here's going to be the crack. It's just going to be straight ahead. You see Larry Allen right there. Just get right in behind him. and everyone was down, and he just jumped over it.
2 tight ends, first and goal at the 7. Emmitt Smith again. Touchdown. Now do they go for 2?
Yeah, they have to go for 2. Like they have to start celebrating to go for 2. Don't carry that one off, Emmitt. Just let someone else carry it off for you.
And put your hat back on.
Get your hat under. You're still playing.
The 4th most in the history of the NFL for Emmitt Smith. Rushing touchdowns, that is.
They're working on someone's hat there. Someone's in there without a hat, and I think it's Emmitt Smith.
It's Emmitt.
Yeah, they had to bring him another hat.
And they are going for 2.
That one doesn't look like it fits as well.
The Eagles lead at 21-19. This could tie it. Walker is the man in motion. Here's Aikman. He got the 2 to Bjornsson as he fell down. That tied it. 2-point conversion. Aikman to Bjornsson. It's 21-all. Score tied at 21 after he threw the pass to Bjornsson for 2 points. Aikman went right up the tunnel and went in the Dallas locker room.
Yeah, the rest of the team went to the sideline, and Aikman went the other way, and he hasn't come back. Here he comes now. That's the first time I've ever seen that. The team go one way, the quarterback run in the house.
Bonio short kick this time. Handled by Mark Say. And Say is handled at the 25 by Bates and company. And here comes Aikman back. He decided it wasn't over yet. I better go back and play some more. 21-21.
Put the shoulder pads on.
Down Eagles at their own 25. Score tied 21-21. Detmer gives to Ricky Waters. He got a yard maybe.
And they run that one right at a stunt. Anytime you try and break a stunt, but the Cowboys did a good job on it with Charles Haley and Leon Lett, where Charles Haley takes that inside hard like we talked about before, and then Leon Lett kind of controls and come to the outside. But Haley, by taking the inside, got Waters to stop before he could get to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9.5. Detmer to throw. Knocked down by Kevin Smith. Fryer, the intended receiver. Good defense.
And that's probably the toughest thing that you have to cover in man-to-man coverage. There's 2 ways they can beat you with speed. One is up the field. The other is on a cross. Watch Irving Fryer. He starts up. Now he's going to run and sprint across the field. The ball is led out there, and Kevin Smith catches up, gets that left hand in there, and makes a heck of a play.
That's what they call closing on the ball.
And that's a tough one to close on as a crossing pattern.
3rd and 9. Here's Detmer back to throw. He has time. Gets it to Christy Jones, but he has no room. Stopped by George Teague. And the Eagles will have to punt.
Edmer didn't want to throw that one underneath, but when he had to, then you have to make someone miss, and George Teague made a great tackle.
Back to punt is Tommy Hutton. Kelvin Martin back deep for the Cowboys. 50 yards today plus. Hutton gets off another good kick. Kelvin Martin feels it just in bounds. Jumped away from one man and then stepped out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
It was a collision over there, wasn't it?
I heard it.
You felt it.
21-21 tie, 4th quarter. Buster Blimp overhead. We look forward to seeing the Blockbuster Blimp at future events on Fox Sports. In fact, we'll be spending Thanksgiving Day with them. this year right here in Dallas at Texas Stadium.
Boy, that'll be a good one. Now the Washington Redskins here. We'll have turkey and turkey legs. And
this is a good one. Sherman Williams, the deep back. Aikman trying to buy some time, chased by Fuller. And Aikman slides out of bounds.
You know, we got the word where Troy Aikman went, you know, when they scored a touchdown, and then they went for 2, and then they got the 2, then the whole team went to the left, and Troy Aikman went to the locker room to go to the bathroom.
Is that official?
Yeah, that's official. Well, you wonder, you know, did he hurt something? His shoulder, you know, head? Did he, you know, hurt his arm? Did he do something? And all he had to do was go to the bathroom. I don't think in all my years that I have ever seen a guy in the middle of a game when the score was tied in a division rivalry. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback go to the bathroom.
I've seen it happen in tennis. Aikman back to throw. Incomplete. Michael Irvin, the intended receiver. Bobby Taylor, the defender.
Hey, Bobby Taylor's done an excellent job all day, but especially in the first half. Here's Michael Irvin in the slot here. You see Taylor getting that bump and the hold and the grab and everything illegal you can do.
Yeah.
Bobby Taylor had good coverage on that time, but 3/4 of it was illegal. But then the Cowboys offense have gotten a lot better in this second half when Michael Irvin caught 4 passes. Not only his part of it, but the whole offense has gotten better.
3rd and 8. Watch Kelvin Martin. Aikman. Pass is picked off. The interception by James Fuller. Aikman threw it on the way down and probably shouldn't have.
And you wonder where that play come from. You know, how many years have you been watching the Cowboys and see him sprint out? Watch Troy Aikman is going to come out here, and this is an organized sprint.
Yeah.
He's rolling out here, and you see they got that gate there. He's getting pressure from Hollis right there, and he hits him just as he throws the interception.
Irvin waving his hands, but Fuller read it coming.
And he tried to throw it to Irvin too. Hollis Thomas was right on Troy Aikman as he threw it, and you wonder where that play came from.
First down, Eagles at the Cowboy 35, and Ricky Waters gets the carry, and Waters slashes to the 30.
We talk about how accurate that Troy Aikman is and has been, and one of the great pocket passers of all time. That time he goes on a rollout or a sprint out or whatever that was, and that's his first interception this year. Troy Aikman doesn't throw interceptions.
No.
I think that it was a totally different look, and it was something he was trying to force one.
Waters over 100 yards. First opposing runner to do that against the Cowboy defense this year. Flag on the play. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League. Is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited.
That was against the Eagles before the ball was snapped. I think it was against the left guard, Joe Panos. It said number 72. It would be the right guard, Joe Panos. Guy McIntyre's playing left guard now. They have a 3-guard rotation, Panos and McIntyre. Lester Holmes. Panos is playing right now, and Guy McIntyre is the left guard.
2nd and 10. 7 minutes, just over 7 left. Tie score at 21. Left put the pressure on, but Detmer gets it out of there to Irving Pryor. And that's enough for an Eagle first down.
This Ty Detmer's a battler, isn't he?
I tell you what.
I mean, he just hangs in there. I mean, it's amazing how he just stands in there, and the protection and the rush, and you know he's only 6 foot, and guys have their hands up there, and watch this Shante Carver, 96. He gets his hands up there, and Ty Detmer throws it right between his hands.
Almost hit him in the head.
But he had to throw it above his head and between his arms.
2 tight ends for the Eagles, 1st and 10.
They'll get points for that.
Here's Waters hammers down inside the Dallas 20. Reshaped job on Dixon. Score tied at 21, 5:55 left now as the clock continues to run.
You look here in the red zone, the first 8 games, 8 today, 3 touchdowns allowed.
2nd and 4. Waters again. Waters will get just about the 4. Not quite enough for the first down.
You know, sometimes a running back, has to be a slasher, and sometimes you have to be patient. And that's what Ricky Waters was on that play. I mean, he goes out there and he kind of sets things up and he waits for the blockers to come. Watch a little patience here. See, right there, that's patience. See, wait. See the patience, and then boom, and then take them. Because once you get those shoulders square and go, you have to go. But until then, you can let things settle in front of you.
That's a quality that's very hard to teach. In fact, I'm not sure it can be taught.
No, I think, it's hard for a young back because he wants to get in and out of there as quickly as he can.
This is an Eagle timeout, so they have 2 left as Detmer heads for the sideline to talk to Ray Rose. 21-21 tie. Stadium, 21-21 tie between the Eagles and Cowboys. It's 3rd and 1.
I think the Eagles, obviously they want to score a touchdown here. I mean, that's your #1 goal. But in doing so, I think now they want to run and get a first down and take as much time off that clock as they can before they score their touchdown.
Waters deep. Waters has the first down.
Now, I would think that the Eagles want to do everything at a very slow pace.
There's Irving Fryer, who was shaken up 2 plays ago, blocking Fred Strickland.
He came in on a crackback, and you'll see him coming in here and blocking Fred Strickland. Here's number 80, Irving Fryer, and right there, you see the collision right there with Fred Strickland, and they took Irving Fryer out, and they're still working him on the Eagle sideline.
First down, Eagles at the Cowboy 14. Waters again, looking for some place to go and getting back for maybe a yard. There's Irving Fryer. He had incidentally tied his career record for receptions today with 9. That's the 3rd time he's tied it.
We talked about the other time that over 100 yards, and Mike Quick was the last guy to do it. Mike Quick is here with him down there in the sideline today, and Irving Fryer is really Ty Detmer's go-to guy.
Timeout, Cowboys this time. The score tied at 21. Pretty unusual headpiece.
Yeah, everyone's copying Green Bay.
Yeah.
They got the old cheese heads up here. Now they got star heads in Dallas and eagle heads in Philadelphia.
2nd and 10. That's Waters feeling his way down to about the 12. Stopped by Shante Carver. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner, directed by Sandy Grossman. Technical producer is Bob Muller, the associate director Rich Russo, the broadcast associates Mike Roig and Fran Morrison. Studio is produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, and the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill.
And I think the Eagles ought to take a shot here for a touchdown. Playing the Cowboys in Dallas, I wouldn't be satisfied with a field goal here. I think they've got to get a shot for a touchdown.
Detmer's going to take a shot. Pass was deflected. A flag on the play. Shante Carver, the deflection, but a penalty marker down.
It hit Raleigh McKenzie in the head, and that's a penalty. That's the first touch was an offensive lineman. It hit his center, Raleigh McKenzie, right in the helmet.
And isn't that a loss of a down?
Lost it down.
Illegal touch on the offense, number 63.
Now they'll have to settle field goal.
So now they're going to have to, but you're going to see the center here, Raleigh McKenzie. He's just blocking. Detmer goes back, and he just hits Raleigh McKenzie in the head. You just watch him here. He comes back. He's blocking right here. And watch the ball. If it just hits him right in the helmet, that's a penalty because he's an offensive lineman can't be the first guy to touch the ball, although the ball did touch him in the head.
Wasn't his fault. I don't know whose fault. You can't blame anybody. Gary Anderson to try the field goal, and it's good. Anderson puts the Eagles ahead by 3 with 30 yards. 24-21, Anderson, a 30-yard field goal. Troy Aikman has had 10 fourth-quarter comebacks, 4 in the final 2 minutes. We have 3 minutes, 19 seconds left.
Yeah, I think 2 things on that last drive. I think the Eagles, they wanted to score a touchdown, but I think they wanted to take more time off the clock, and they didn't do either. Part of that was when they lost Irving Fryer, Ty Detmer lost his go-to guy, and they hit Raleigh McKenzie in the helmet, and they had to go for the field goal, but I don't think they were playing to go for a field goal. If they were, that was a mistake.
If the ball didn't hit McKenzie in the head, the Eagles had a man open. Ricky Waters was open. Anderson kicks off to Walker. Walker brought the opening kickoff back 92 yards. This one, he struggles out to about the 28.
And now I think we're going to see the urgency of the Cowboys again. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles are 6-2, and you have the Cowboys, they're sitting here 5-3, and I know it's a long way from playoff time, but these are playoff implication games right here. We're talking about playoff implication.
Darrell Johnston, you forget he plays on special teams as well as takes that punishment on a regular basis in the regular offensive sets. And he was stung a little bit on that kickoff return. First and 10, Dallas at the 28. 3 wide receiver setup. They all face a big challenge now. Aikman outside of Bjornsson to the 30. And they hurry back. You can see the urgency as Bjornsson comes back to the huddle.
Yeah, and the Cowboys have 2 timeouts left, plus they'll get the 2-minute timeout. So they really have 3 timeouts. So time is not the important thing here. They need first downs.
2nd and 8. Aikman. Irvin will get him the first down. And the clock still runs. 2:35, 2:30. By the time they get this play off, it'll be down to about 2:10.
These are the situations that great competitors thrive on.
Moose Johnston still on the sideline. Aikman back in a hurry. Fires again. Caught by Irvin again. Close to midfield.
It's funny, they go the first whole half and Michael Irvin doesn't catch a pass, and now they get here towards the end, the crunch time, and he's going to Michael Irvin. You see what happens is Bobby Taylor's playing. Is Bobby Taylor's playing off now. Bobby Taylor in the first half was much more aggressive. He was up there. He was being more physical with Michael Irvin, and somehow he's getting a little more cautious, and he's backing off. And if you back off of Michael Irvin, he'll eat you up.
He'll get that body in between you and Aikman's throw, and they'll complete him up and down the field.
You know, that's what Miami did to him last week. Michael Irvin that day could have caught 20 passes if they would have featured him and just kept throwing to him.
Now the Cowboys got a break right here. They had to stop the clock to measure for the first down.
Yeah, but they didn't get the first down, so they're going to have to use a run play here probably to get the first down. That's what I would do if I were Ernie Zampese. I would get the first down here, even though it's only 2nd and short.
2nd and a half yard.
First, if you want your first down and if you have to run, you like it a lot better when you have Moose Johnston in there who isn't in there.
Or you might take a shot. That's Emmitt Smith. Got the first down at the Eagle 45.
Yeah, I think he did exactly the right thing there, is get the first down. And again, without Moose Johnston in there, you have to do it a different way. And because it was 2nd down, they were able to run a draw play rather than a lead play.
So the Eagles lead by 3, 24-21. 2 minutes left at Texas Stadium. Down Cowboys at the Eagle 45. Philadelphia leading 24-21. 3 wide receivers for Dallas. You heard him say, hold it up. Big Eric Williams having a good look around.
See, now Dallas still has 2 timeouts with 2 minutes to go. That's plenty of time. And the first thing you want to do is get in field goal range. That's your first goal. Then your second goal after you get in field goal range is then go for your score, your touchdown. Free play.
Aikman just dumped it.
I don't know that that's a free. When the Eagles jumped, there was a free play for Aikman, and I don't know, he had Deion Sanders out here on the right. I think, sometimes if you ever get that and you have a little time, you just throw it deep to him anyway, because
Offside
it's intercepted, you get it back.
5-yard penalty, still first down. Rhett Hall jumped off sides. Don't forget, coming up, the NASDAQ stock market postgame report, scores around the NFL. None are going to be better than this one. 21 for the Dallas Cowboys, who have the ball. 24 for Philadelphia. They lead by 3.
This is a great Eastern Division rivalry game. This is what it's all about.
Aikman. Caught by Kelvin Martin on his side, lying on the turf. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, is out of his.
The funny thing is, Pat, is this Eagles secondary has been playing aggressive all day. They've been playing aggressively. They've been up. They've been punching. They've been jamming. They've doing everything. Now they get in this situation, and they've all become passive. They're playing off.
That's a mistake. 24-21, Philadelphia.
I think if I were the Cowboys, I'd try and get one more first down, about 10 more yards. You got a 47-yard field goal right now. Get about 10 more yards, then take your shots at the end zone.
Here's Emmitt Smith with the draw. He got close to 10 more. He got about 7 more. He moved the kicker at least closer. Down to about the 22.
And I think that's what Ernie Zampese has to be thinking now. You got your field goal. Now go for your touchdown.
Cowboys still have those 2 timeouts. 2nd and 3. Aikman's pass is incomplete to Bjornsson. A minute and 20 seconds left. The Eagles have 1 timeout remaining. Dallas has 2.
Again, Bjornsson is right here, and he's just running an out and timing pattern. Troy Aikman throws a perfect pass, but I think in this situation, I don't think you worked Eric Bjornsson. I think you've already done that. You got your field goal. Now I think you have to get the ball to your outside guys. I think now is the time that you try and get the ball to Michael Irvin.
3rd and 3. Sanders lined up, split wide to the right. There's Aikman going for Michael Irvin, and he made the catch. The old fade. 19-yard gain. Out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
He got Bobby Taylor to his inside, and then he gave Troy Aikman that outside to throw the ball, and Troy Aikman throws a perfect pass. Here it is out here. You get him to the inside, keep him to the inside, and give Troy Aikman that much room.
And then
Troy Aikman throws a perfect pass.
And you get both feet down in bounds.
And we said that the playmakers have to make the play on this drive. Michael Irvin, that's his 3rd catch here, and 38 yards were his yards.
On the day, all in the second half, 7 catches, 89 yards. Timeout, Dallas. They have 1 left, and so do the Eagles. At Texas Stadium, 1st and goal, Dallas at the Philadelphia 3. The Eagles lead by a field goal. Both teams have a timeout remaining.
That was a heck of a call by Ernie Zampese. You could have thought 3rd and 3 that you just, settle for a conventional play and you get the first down or you kick your field goal. But Ernie went for the whole enchilada.
It's 1st and goal at the 3.
And again, they still have 1 timeout and 1:15 seconds. That's plenty of time. They're spending a lot of time in the huddle for it to be a simple run. This could be some kind of play pass here.
Emmett Smith is deep. Moose Johnston in front of him. Bjornsson in motion. Wrestled out of bounds by Troy Vincent. That stops the clock with 1:9 seconds left.
Troy Vincent's played a heck of a game today too. I mean, his guy Deion Sanders hasn't caught a lot of passes. They try and get to the outside, and he comes and makes a heck of a tackle there. The Eagles need 2 more big defensive plays here to force the Cowboys to try a field goal.
2nd and goal. At about the 1.5. Johnston in front of Smith. Knocked backwards.
Now the Eagles need 1 more big defensive play.
Sylvester Wright knocked him backwards.
He really knocked him backwards. You watch Wright's going to come in right there. No one blocks him. He gets the shot right there. Whew. That's the way to play goal line defense. You get everyone down, you get penetration, you give them no cutback, you make them bounce to the outside, and then you have your guy sitting right there. See, he's sitting right there. He plays off the block, and makes a great tackle.
3rd and goal at the 3.
The Eagles need 1 more great defensive play.
Aikman's going to throw it if he has time. Picked off in the end zone by Willis. Laterals to William Thomas. This is Thomas. Troy Vincent down with the ball, and Vincent will stroll into the end zone. Talk about disaster.
Unbelievable. The Cowboys were in position. They had the field goal. It's 3rd down. You don't want to force anything. Troy Aikman forced that one. But I'll tell you, I said that the Eagles had to come up with 2 great defensive plays, and they did. They come up with one where they stopped that run, and then that one where they intercept that for a touchdown. Now you're talking football.
The total return, 105 yards.
Hey, if they were going to go play pass would have been better on the 2nd down. You see what happens here? You go the play fake, but no one went for the play fake. Troy Aikman gets rushed. He's trying to get out of it, and he just throws that ball in there. Of all the guys to try and throw it to, if you're going to force it to someone, don't force it to Ty.J. Armstrong.
The extra point is good, and the Eagles lead 31-21.
And the Eagles came in here, and Ray Rhodes had his club ready, and they battled them all day. I mean, the Cowboys battled back, and then the Eagles got down there in the goal line, and that's what it's all about. And I've always said that, you don't deal in golf that you drive for show and putt for dough. You play in the middle of the field for show, and you play goal line for dough. And the Eagles did it today.
2 interceptions by Aikman. The Miller Lite play of the day, play of the game. It has to be this one. That's Ty.J. Armstrong. This is William Thomas. Willis, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, James Willis was a middle linebacker, and he was just playing back there, and then it started lateral the ball.
Yeah.
And it ended up in Troy Vincent's hand for the touchdown. But James Willis plays this perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, he just gets between Troy Aikman and Ty.J. Armstrong and picks it off. He could have went down there and just taken a knee there, but he decided to bring it out. That was a little dangerous, and this what he's going to do right here is a little dangerous.
Throws it back to Vincent. Vincent takes it the rest of the way.
The Eagles have been doing that for years since Buddy Ryan. That was kind of Buddy Ryan ball when they used to lateral like that. But today is Ray Rhodes' ball.
Bouncing kick handled by Walker. They give on the reverse, and that's going nowhere. Brock Marion.
You know, how about the job, you know, that the Eagle defense did there at the end, but that Ty Detmer did.
Oh, boy.
I mean, that he came in there and he started his 4th game in the NFL, and Ty Detmer looks like he's been playing this game or starting this game in the NFL for 10 years.
Very calm. And a very surgical job done by Ty Detmer.
And a very confident job.
Yeah.
I mean, he stayed in there, and he took on those corners. He threw some against Deion Sanders, some against Kevin Smith. Ricky Waters had a big day running.
7 seconds left.
Then look what this does to the standings here, Pat. The Redskins, of course, on top, 7-1. The Eagles will go to 7-2. And the Cowboys, you're talking about they had a sense of urgency before. Now at 5-4, they really have a sense of urgency.
Aikman throwing deep, out of bounds, and the contest is history. They had a chance. The Cowboys did. They couldn't take advantage. For John Madden, Pat Summerall from Texas Stadium, where the final score is Philadelphia 31, Dallas 21. Coming up, James Brown and Terry Bradshaw will be along from the Fox Television Center with the NASDAQ postgame report right after this message.